Hey, have you ever wondered if enjoying a burger or just having a slice of pizza means that you're wrecking your fitness progress? If so, this is for you because in this video, I'm breaking down how clean your eating really needs to be for fat loss, how the 80-20 rule works, and how to stay consistent without turning into some sort of food obsessed weirdo. Now, I promised myself I wouldn't insert some joke here about vegans also, so I'm not going to do that. Just kidding, vegans, love you too. So I've worked with a lot of vegans in my day as well, but I always got to make a little bit of a joke. So hey, if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. My name is Lance, and since 2005, I've helped hundreds upon hundreds of high-performing entrepreneurs, creators, and online professionals reset their metabolism, drop fat, build muscle, and take back their edge without extreme diets or any gym bro tactics. So if you're a high-performing man who feels confident in what you do, but not in how you look or how you feel, and you really want a permanent health and fitness transformation that doesn't suck so you never have to lose your progress, let's go ahead and dive in. You are in the right place. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you here. I just did this a second ago and totally fail bombed. There we go. Now it's working. Perfect. All right, guys. So do men over 35 need to eat clean 100% of the time to lose fat? The short answer is no, but let me explain why. Let's go ahead and dive in, and I'm going to throw a little bit of science at you here. All right, guys, so the myth of eating clean equals fat loss. Absolutely just not true. So here's the thing. Fat loss doesn't occur from eating healthy all the time or clean 24/7, but it occurs from a calorie deficit. Now, if you watch my video from the other day on how many calories you need, I talked exactly about how to get a safe deficit. If you've not watched that, definitely go watch that one right after you finish this one. It'll help make even more sense of this one here, or at least some of the points. Now, clean eating often, though, while it does lead to a potential deficit, it doesn't have to. You can still eat healthy and eat too many calorie-dense foods or just simply too much volume and not be in a calorie deficit. Therefore, you will not see fat loss, and yet you've used all this discipline for something that didn't yield the results that you wanted, okay? Clean eating does often yield, or lead to rather, deprivation, binge eating, guilt, feeling like you've got an unhealthy relationship with food, labeling foods both good and bad instead of calorie dense, which are normally considered to be bad foods, and nutrient dense, which are normally considered to be healthy or good foods. Guys, if you're labeling good and bad foods, you are already setting yourself up for an unhealthy potential relationship with food. The reality is in 2025, it's not realistic unless you absolutely hate all kinds of processed foods, from nachos to pizza to beer to cookies to muffins and biscuits and all these things. If you hate all of those, then no problem. Then I'm going to tell you you're good to eat healthy and clean 100% of the time, because you're not thinking and fantasizing about foods that we normal people who don't have high discipline and willpower, or didn't grow up eating on a rabbit plantation. I know that doesn't exist, but that's what came to my mind. So for me, as much as I do enjoy eating healthy, if you force me to eat healthy all the time, where I get no cookies, no slight deviation from the normal everyday health foods, I'm going to feel pretty crazy, okay? Now, I might not, I might be the only one, but I doubt it. So if I'm the only one and you absolutely hate any junk food, drop that comment in. We want to all celebrate with you because you are a ninja, but that's not me, all right? So you don't need to eat clean 100% of the time. What you do need is a flexible, effective system with safe and consistent calorie deficits. Consistent being the key word that we want to focus on, and this is allowing you to stick to it more regularly. If you're eating in the trenches with 1,300 calories, you're not going to feel very good. You're also going to feel like you're tempted by everything because you're starving essentially. It's not going to be something that you're going to be able to stick with consistently. Likewise, like I mentioned, unless you are like this fantasy person who has no cravings whatsoever, you're probably going to be able to stay consistent in a calorie deficit when you allow 20% of your foods to come from fun foods. And that brings us to the 80-20 rule. What is the 80-20 rule? Well, number one is it's what brings long-term freedom and results while allowing you to still be in a fat loss deficit, okay? So 80% of your foods should be whole foods. All right. So it's going to provide you energy, satiety, blood sugar stability, which means that it's helping you with insulin sensitivity when you're doing like low glycemic index foods. All right. And all of these things. So 80% should be lean proteins, high fiber foods, low glycemic index. I've got another video on glycemic index, but I'm going to do another one soon. High satiety foods, all right? These are high volume foods that mean you get to eat a lot more of them, and yet they don't cost a lot of calories and they provide a lot of nutrients. This is known as nutrient dense foods. Now, then we have 20% of the other calories, which should come from fun foods, right? So this is going to give you better consistency. It's going to keep you sane because you're not feeling deprived. It's going to help you have cravings that go met as opposed to unmet. It's going to keep your social life balanced, whether that's with clients, friends, family, church, whatever that might be. It's going to make it so that you don't have to say, sorry, can't go. I'm trying to lose weight, trying to get in shape, trying to get my cholesterol down, got to avoid everything. It just doesn't work that way for most people. You end up feeling deprived and you're like, screw it, I'm done. It just isn't fun for most people, okay? Now, the key with the 20% part of this is don't just wing it and haphazardly show up and be like, well, I guess I'm taking my cheat. I guess I'm doing my this. That's no plan. That's not how you do this, okay? So again, if you've noticed any success in your business or career, you know that what gets managed gets improved, and we cannot manage what doesn't get measured. So we want to plan, we want to track what we're taking in. We want to make sure that what we think we're doing is actually what we're doing, at least until we build a habit system, okay? So 20% should be purposefully included, planned out, not accidental cheats where you're like, well, Lance, sorry, I tried, but it just, you know how it is. I went to the bowling alley and next thing I know, I'm, 5 sodas deep and I've got, my elbow into some cheese fries and mozzarella sticks. Those things are fine. But if you're haphazardly doing it, chances are you're going over the 20%, and chances are you're probably going over your calories too, taking you out of your fat loss zone. It doesn't make sense, right? Now, this does not mean that you eat clean as long as you can and then binge because you're patting yourself on the back. I did good all week. I didn't cheat at all. I didn't have any of the 20%. Yeah, but that means it's kind of like Dave Ramsey teaches again with the with getting out of debt, allowing you to have a little bit of blow money or to and I mean blow money as in you're going to blow some money, not as in money for blow. The point is, anyway, don't do that. The point with this is that having a little bit of we'll call it freedom cash, something that you would just go spend randomly, that's something that gives you a little bit of a taste of fun while you're being in that sense of discipline, okay? It's the same premise. Avoiding that, being stricter, doesn't really do you many favors because you finally go, well, I had to live, and then you end up, you bought like a brand new $6,000, lawnmower out of the blue because you're like, well, it's just I've been looking, and so don't do that. This is going to really help you to prevent cheating and build sustainability instead of a deprivation or a good versus bad lifestyle, okay? Now, the 20% part of the 80-20 rule matters just as much, but why? It's going to prevent rebellion from restriction because, again, the more you try to not think about those cravings, the more they're going to set in. So, again, like just to prove it, if I tell you to don't think about a blue car, you're going to be thinking about that blue car, all right? So the more you set out not to do something that you already know you have cravings of, it doesn't make you more disciplined. It instead is going to create more of what's known as decision fatigue, where you're saying no, 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 and then finally you're like, man, I've said no all day. I'm just going to have it. I'm weak. I'm just too weak. And that's all what happens, okay? So the 20% rule is going to help keep social meals. It's going to keep cravings at bay because you get to actually indulge in them without having, getting out of your fat loss zone. It's going to help you keep mental peace because you're not going to be thinking about foods that you cannot have. For the sake of the video, I won't get into how we used to live, but man, all I did was like some people live for the weekend. I lived for the weekend for food because that was when I had my cheat meals and my cheat days. All during the week was not only just all work, no play. It was all boring food, nothing enjoyable. My life sucked. It was awful, okay? I literally thought about food all the time. It was awful. So again, the main thing you want to take away here is that long-term adherence is always going to outperform short-term perfection. Okay. So doing the perfection thing where you're like, no, 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 Lance, you don't get it, man. If you give me just a little bit, I just go extreme. No, you don't. That's what you've done because you've not had structure. Okay. Build that structure and make yourself take it no more, no less. You will do well and you will get out of the extremes. I assure you. All right. It's coming from 20 years of fitness professionally, coaching people on so much more than just exercise. Okay. So definitely just consider it. All right. Okay. Why does perfection create food guilt and failure? Well, guilt from messing up usually kills your momentum. All right. There's a formula called E plus R equals O. The event plus response equals the outcome. And ultimately what this means is that 90% of your of the outcome comes from your response to the event. Meaning that the event might be, oh, I overate or I chose pizza when I was planning on chicken. Okay, so the event is I ate foods that I deemed inappropriate for me. The response to that is either I feel okay because I built it into my 20%, or I feel guilty because I lied to myself and didn't hold myself accountable, and now that's going to lead to an outcome. Okay, that outcome might be, I'm done tracking. I'm not gonna. I'm just, well, screw it, I blew it, so I'm going to start fresh Monday. And then Monday turns into another week. It basically just takes you out of a healthy, consistent relationship to reach your goals. All right. Real results do come from balance and consistency over long periods of time, not extremes. That's why most of the 90-day things, 75 hard, and all of these people are going to get good results that fade in the wind in weeks because they realize, well, this isn't real life. Otherwise, again, if it worked, it wouldn't be 75 hard, it'd be 365 easy. But that's not what it is. So what I'm imploring you to do is just to consider that when you use the 80-20 rule, you're getting the best of the both worlds without suffering the consequences, okay? So food freedom is going to build your confidence and control so that you are confident to eat whatever you're doing. Flying, like I've had several clients of mine that had lived out of an airport 3 out of 4 weeks every month, being high performing salesmen, or people that literally take like 6 vacations a year, but they don't want to gain while they're on vacations, and they actually want to maintain their fitness, but they don't want to live like a fitness monk. This is how you do it. Okay. So again, we don't want obsession, we want balance. And again, the obsession stuff, the perfection, it doesn't fit anybody's real life that I know, definitely not mine. Short-term solution to a long-term problem means results that never last. And perfection, diets, meal plans, even just getting a trainer without focusing on the inside out is a short-term solution to a very long-term problem. It's just not going to yield you the results you're wanting. Okay, how do we use this in real life? Well, if you're tired of trying to eat perfectly and still feeling like you've done something unholy every single time that you've enjoyed a burger, dessert, having a beer, even having just freaking bread, I wrote a short book just for you. It's called Food, Love, and Fat Loss, the most comprehensive guide to losing fat, not flavor. As you can tell, I am a person who calls myself a foodie. I love food, and that's why I single-handedly even chose that delicious looking burger for my book that I wrote as well. That, like, I want you to know how I live. I keep a 6-pack year round, even at almost 40, and it's not because I'm so disciplined or because my genetics are so good. And I'm even going to go so far to say it's not because I'm using some gear and all that stuff either. It's because I have a system in place that prevents me from needing the willpower and discipline. And if you want to learn how to do that from a deeper dive, this book is going to show you how to build real food freedom without sabotaging your goals. It's going to help you to use that 80-20 rule. You're going to learn about the low GI meals that I'm teaching. There's even a macro-friendly meal plan recipe that's in there. There's so many different things that teach you how to have flexibility that is smart and makes sense, okay? So go ahead and grab that. The link is down below in the description box. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in. That's all I got for you today. If you have any questions, drop those in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. And don't be afraid to share the video with somebody that you feel like could really benefit from this. Thank you guys so much. We'll